I've got my binders all ready to go for 2025. Stay with me and I'll tell you all about what I'm up to. Welcome back to Ready Budget Go. My name is Drew, and on this channel we talk about cash budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and leaving a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Today what I want to do is go over my binders for 2025. I have several of them, and I've got them all set up, and I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently next year than I have been so far this year. I got a late start for 2024, but I think it's never too late, and having a start of only a few months into 2024 gave me a feel for what I'm doing and what I want to be doing come the new year. So, the first binder that I'm going to go through is a new one. This one is a cash stuffing binder. I haven't been doing cash stuffing this year, not because I don't see the value of it, but just because there were other things that I wanted to get under my feet and get through the holiday season before I started doing this. So, my intention is not to take cash out of the bank every week or every other week or every month and put that into envelopes only to have to take that money right back to the bank when it's due to come out of my checking account. Rather, what I'm going to do is use placeholder money and play money to represent the money that comes into my life and how it gets allocated and how it gets spent. I think having something tangible that you can put your hands on, whether it's real money or fake money, at least makes the experience of budgeting and saving money a little more real and a little more applicable to your real life. So, if you've been watching my budgeting videos, you'll be familiar with many of these categories because these represent the bills section of my monthly budget. So, I'm going to open up this binder and we'll just go through the envelopes real quick. First one is housing. That is by far my biggest expense every month. I live in a high cost of living area, and so this is something that I need to make sure that I'm accounting for in my budget. Then we have utilities, and I pay housing and utilities together, but the difference is that my housing budget or my housing expense is constant, but the utilities vary from month to month. Orca is my transit card. I don't usually buy a pass. I usually just re-up my it's called an e-purse, and it's basically the money that I use to pay a fare whenever I take transit. I don't take it every day, but I take it many days, and so I want to make sure that I always have money in there. Insurance, this is my renter's insurance policy, so I've got the home icon here. Emergency save, I send $205 to my emergency savings account twice a month. iCloud, which is a subscription, YouTube Premium, which is a subscription, electricity, cell phone, and this is for the cell phone hardware. I have a 0% loan on my cell phone device because my company pays for it, so there was no sense in me coming out of pocket for the full amount up front. So there is still a balance there. My company reimburses me $100 every month. Part of that goes toward paying service, and part of it goes toward paying off the device. So we've got cell phone hardware, Login Jotter, which is another subscription. They make little notebooks that they send out every month. It's $5 a month. Cell service, so this is my monthly cell subscription for voice data and text. Pharmacy for the prescriptions that I take or not over the counter, but that I have to pick up at the pharmacy every month. Internet, so home internet. Charity, this is beyond what I have taken out of my check and other charitable contributions. This is something that comes out every month toward the end of the month. Wallet spend, this is the $200 currently. It may go up. $200 a week I give myself for food and transportation other than bus pass and other incidentals. Stockpiles, some people call these sinking funds, but I've always called them stockpiles. So this will be for long-term goals. Challenges, savings challenges. I am going to start doing them on this channel next year, and those binders will be coming up shortly. And then the last one is retirement saving, and this specifically is going to be for my Roth IRA because I have 401k contributions taken out of my check. I've got a few more empty envelopes in here just in case things change throughout the year, but for now, that's the plan. And we'll start looking at some of the savings challenge binders coming up next. These next two binders are for the Letterbucks challenge. And for those of you who are new to my channel or new to cash budgeting and savings challenges in general, one of the things that I do with the little amount of cash that I do spend every week or every month is that I save the $1 bills that I get as change and I put them into these challenges. Every $1 and $2 bill in the United States has a letter up here on the left-hand side of the bill. And they used to be on all of our currency, but when the Federal Reserve started printing new designs on the notes, they got rid of this and just put the symbol for the Federal Reserve System there. But because the $1 and $2 bills haven't been redesigned, they still have the letter here. So each letter corresponds to a different branch bank of the Federal Reserve. This one, the K, represents Dallas, Texas, and it's not where the money is printed, but rather where it's distributed. Dollar bills are printed either at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington, D.C., or at the branch in Fort Worth. And this one was printed in Fort Worth, and we know that from the small FW that is here on this part of the $1 bill. So at any rate, the letters on the bills can be A through L, and each one corresponding to a different branch of the Federal Reserve. And when I get $1 bills, I allocate them according to that letter. So I have them split up into the first half and the second half, A through F, and then G through L. Each one, I have a tracker that I note how many of them I have, and I decide to save for something different for each one. So A is for apothecary. This is things like candles, special soaps, any kind of relaxation, anything like that. B is for birthday. My birthday is in January, and so I won't have many of these saved up by the time that my next birthday rolls around. But in 2026, I should have quite a stockpile of these, and I'll do something fun with them for my birthday. C is for candy. When I go get my haircut, it is near a candy shop that I absolutely love, and so if I have enough C-Bucks, I will treat myself when I go get my haircut. D was for dog treats. I completed that challenge. I just put a new tracker in there, and I may switch that. I don't own a dog, but one of my coworkers brings in her dog to the office. But I've got quite a few treats for her, so I may pick something else for D. I haven't decided yet. E is for education or books. I buy books regularly anyway, but it never hurts to save up a little more money. E's are pretty uncommon here. I have only 11 of them so far, so I'm probably going to use these on ebooks or on audiobooks when I get enough to get a title that I've been wanting. And then F is for festivities. So this is for birthdays that aren't mine, baby showers, stag party, whatever it is. If I get invited to something or if I need a gift, I've got a little bit of money set aside so that I can just pull from that. So that's the first half. In the second half, which is G through L, I've got G's going for my glasses. I do wear prescription because I am nearsighted. I just got glasses this year, so I shouldn't need them for a while. And setting aside the G-Bucks hopefully will offset some of the eye-watering costs of prescription lenses. H is for hamburgers. There is a fantastic restaurant in my neighborhood that makes Wagyu beef hamburgers. That hamburger costs $25, and that is more than I can justify spending on a hamburger out of my regular money, so I decided I'm going to save up for it. Unfortunately, H-Bucks are not all that common in this part of the country, so it's going to be a while before I get to treat myself to that experience. I-Bucks are for ice cream. There is a fantastic ice cream shop called Salt and Straw in my part of the country, and they are they have amazing flavors. I-Bucks also not common here, so it'll be a while before I can indulge, but I at least have some money set aside for that little treat. J for journals, notebooks, anything like that. I have an addiction, so I am setting money aside for those. K, Kismet. This is when you're out in the world, not looking for anything in particular, and you see something that you absolutely have to have, can't live without, gotta have it. That's Kismet. And then L is for a leather jacket. L is the most common for where I live. L is the San Francisco Federal Reserve. So anywhere in the western US, west of Dallas, you're probably going to see a lot of L bucks. And so I need a lot of them. And so it made sense to save up for the leather jacket because it coincidentally starts with L. So that's the Letterbucks. And next, I'll talk about some of the other savings challenges that I'm planning for 2025. This is what I like to think of as the little binder that could. I've got some smaller savings challenges in here that I'm going to be tackling in 2025. The first 10 are mini challenges, so each symbol is going to be worth $2. I'll use a D10 because there's 10 of them to decide which one I'm going to save into. And then once they're done, I'll decide where to allocate the money based on whatever's the most pressing need at the moment. So these are available in my Etsy shop if you're interested. There are, like I say, 10 of them. You get all 10 in a pack, and they are Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, See You Later Roller Skater, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy, Far Out Brussels Sprout, I'm the Boss Applesauce, Okie Dokie Artichoke, Uh-Oh Spaghetti-O, What's the Word Hummingbird, What's the Story Lavatory, and Buckle Up Buttercup. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that is. So these have varying numbers of symbols. Some have 20, some have 25, some only have 15. And I've decided that each symbol on each one of these is going to be $2. And when I fill one up, then I will allocate it from there. On the back side of these are also placeholders. So once you finish a challenge, instead of just throwing it away, you can use it to save up some of the money that you've accumulated through doing mini challenges or any other challenges, and use placeholders to represent that in your budgeting. So the other challenge from this binder that I'm going to be working on is the 12 Days of Christmas challenge. $500 is about how much I need for Christmas. I don't host. I don't generally travel. Sometimes I do, but not always. So $500 is plenty of money for the gifts for the people that I choose to exchange gifts with. And so I've got, this is the dashboard here. And then there are 12 different savings challenges. Each is a scratch off from obviously the first day of Christmas through the 12th day of Christmas. The first one has one scratch on it. The 12th has 12 scratches on it. I'll take them out here and show some of them. I did that in a previous video, but just to show them again. So these are postage stamps from Christmas Island from the 1970s that I've used as images for the various days of the 12 Days of Christmas, and each stamp obviously corresponds to that verse in the song. So we're on, 9 ladies dancing, here's 10 lords a-leaping, 11 pipers piping, and 12 drummers drumming. And like with the mini challenges, when you finish these, if you turn them over, they are placeholders. So the last one, the 12th day, turns into a $500 placeholder. Everything then is smaller than that, going down to the first day, which is 25. So we've got 75s here, a couple of 50s, and then a couple of 25s. So again, another dual purpose savings challenge. It's also, I think, a great one to reuse if you want to do it every year to save up a little bit of extra money for Christmas. Just apply new stickers or cross out the numbers or whatever you want to do to get the most use out of them that you can. So that's the little binder. And next I will talk about one of my goals for the year, or for maybe even 2026. And I'll bring out that binder next. This is my Canada savings binder, and this is specific to a trip that I want to take to Canada. I don't live terribly far from the border, and I haven't been up there in a really long time. In fact, the last time I was in Canada, I was a teenager, and I'm in my middle-age years now. So I'd like to go back again, and I figure that to make that trip and to do the trip that I want to take, I need about $2,600. Canada is not an inexpensive place to visit. And the exchange rate right now is pretty strong, but we never know what it's going to be by the time that we're ready to travel, right? So this is a book that I made. I just took an acrylic A6 and then got some Canada themed stickers and stuck them on the front. The challenge that I'm using, or the trackers that I'm using, are ones that I made. It's called Let's Go Places, and the stickers here are just on the envelope, not on the challenge itself. So I've got a double-sided dashboard here, and then there are different categories or different trackers for each category of expenses that you might incur on a vacation. So the first one that I have here is hotel. I figure I'm going to need about $800 to stay in the kind of place that I want to stay. I will probably redeem points to stay in Vancouver, but for Victoria, I will have to pay out of pocket. And so I will need some money for that. Hotel is going to be the biggest expense on the trip by far. Okay, then insurance. Because I'm visiting a foreign country, I will need to buy supplemental insurance. My health insurance does not cover me outside of the United States, so I'll need an additional policy there. Plus, I will likely purchase trip cancellation insurance just because it is, for me, a pretty big trip. So $100 for that. There's 20 symbols on each page. So I've divided the amount that I need by 20 to get $5 per symbol. And as I start filling in the envelopes, I will start filling in the symbols as well to represent how far along I've gotten. So transportation is next, and that includes probably I'll take Amtrak to get up there. I'll take the ferry over from Vancouver to Vancouver Island, where Victoria is, and then I may take the Clipper back to Seattle, and then home from Seattle. So about $300 for transportation, or about $15 per symbol. Food and drink, again, about $300. I'm estimating that I'm going to be there for 6 days, and about $50 a day should be enough for 3 meals. Entertainment, no specific plans, but just if I want to catch a show or if I want to go out for nightlife or what have you, about $100 is what I budgeted for that. Souvenirs and gifts, $500. I love to shop when I'm on vacation, and Canada is no exception. I look forward to visiting stores there that we don't have here, and bringing back not only gifts for other people, but some souvenirs for myself. Sightseeing, I budgeted $200 here just because tickets to things like the Vancouver Aquarium and the Royal BC Museum and attractions like that are really super duper expensive. So I want to make sure I've got enough to have that covered. Gratuities, about $100 for hotel housekeeping, taxis, whatever. That's about what I factored in there, restaurants. And then miscellaneous other, I'm giving myself a $200 buffer. So altogether, that adds up to $2,600. And once again, and that's US, by the way. So once again, with these trackers, they've got placeholders on the back, varying amounts, starting from $100 and going all the way up to $10,000 at the most. Obviously, I won't need $10,000 for this vacation, but plenty of people take trips that are that big, once-in-a-lifetime vacations, and they may need that. There are also other categories that I'm not using, but which are available when you buy the Savings Challenge if you're interested. And those are airfare, passport and visa, cruise tickets, luggage, house sitter, pet sitter, clothes, and that's it. So there's 16 or 17 in total. I think there's 16 including the dashboard. And then, like I say, each one has placeholders on the back. So that's my Canada binder. I don't know that I will make this trip in 2025. It probably won't be in 2025, as a matter of fact, but I'd like to start saving for it so that when I am ready to go, I have the money set aside to do it. This next binder is a savings challenge that I created when I first decided I was going to start my Etsy shop and budgeting here on YouTube. So it's one that I've sent out some samples to various folks in the budgeting community. Some of them have started using it. Some of them have used them in giveaways. So it's been out for a few months, and it is the Zodiac challenge, Save with the Stars. And so I've put it in a binder because I want to keep it probably for the whole year. It's going to take me a while to get through it. When you purchase it from me, it doesn't come in a binder. It comes bound like this. It will also not have my logo sticker on it. It'll be blank here. I just put this one on here so that I know that it's the one that I'm using, and I don't inadvertently, package it up and send it to somebody who places an order. But it's got 12 different challenges in it, and well, I say 12 different challenges. It covers every sign of the zodiac. On the left-hand side of every spread, there is a scratch-off challenge, and each number 1 through 9 appears exactly once, and they're in a different order in every page. And then on the right-hand side is a color and save or a cross out and save, or however you want to do it. You assign the amounts here, and there's 10 of each symbol. I have decided that I am going to use a D6 for the top symbols and a D20 for the bottom symbols. So I have no idea how much this book is going to save me, but I look forward to finding out. And so the pages are numbered on both sides. So 1 is Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, and then Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So it's got all the symbols covered, and I'm going to do it probably with a D12 and just kind of randomize the order, and then I may use a D3 or something else to pick which section I'm going to work on. So I look forward to starting this one. Some folks have been asking me when I'm going to do it on my channel, and the answer to that is I'll be starting it in 2025. This last binder is probably my favorite of all of them, and I've decided that I'm going to do some savings challenge games come next year. Some of them are ones that I've created myself. Some of them are just basic scratch-off challenges. Others are games that I have repurposed from games that I've purchased. So we'll go through them. There's 12 in total. I will use a D12 die to decide which one I'm going to play per week or per filming, and then save accordingly. Some of them will finish faster than others, so I will swap these out as the year goes on. The first one is one that I created. It is the 12 face cards. So this is a scratch-off savings challenge. There are 12 different cards, each corresponding to one of the face cards in a standard deck of cards. And the face has 12 different scratch-off stickers, and the backside has information about what that card represents. So for example, pick a good one here. If we pick the King of Hearts, that is Charlemagne, or Charles the Great, who was the first Holy Roman Emperor. And so information on the back, they are numbered 1 through 12 because there's 12 different face cards. And so I'll be doing these scratch-off challenges if number 1 comes up. Behind number 2 is a game called Six Suspects. This is one that I just picked up. I have the playing cards off in another place just because if I kept everything in here, it would be too thick to close. So I haven't quite decided how I'm going to play that game yet. I need to write up the rules for how I'm going to use it as a savings challenge game versus how it is intended to be played. And that is probably one of the things that I love doing the most, is adapting existing games into how they can be used for a savings challenge. So to be determined on that. At the same store where I bought Six Suspects, I also bought Flip 7. And this is another one that is a game meant to be played by multiple people, but I am going to repurpose it into a single-player savings challenge game. I just need to figure out the rules. So I'll do that at some point between now and the end of the year so that when January comes, I'm ready to play. In number 4, we have Dicetropolis. This is another one of my savings challenges. This is actually 12 different challenges. And so these are different dice games. Each card is double-sided. So there's one that's a dashboard and then number 1, and then there's also 12. There's another different kind of, I guess you'd call it a dashboard here. And so I will be playing these periodically whenever number 4 comes up, and then I'll roll a d12 to determine which game I will play. So that's Dicetropolis, or Dicetropolis, as Lady Di has asked me to say it. So, Lady Di, if you're watching, that was for you. Behind number 5 is 2025. So this is just a fill in and save, or color and save. Save $20 25 times to save $500. I did this for the year 2025, and it is right now a giveaway in my Etsy shop if you place an order for any physical products while supplies last. So that's that one. Number 6 is a scratch off savings challenge that I created. This one is a giveaway in my Etsy shop if you spend $75 or more. It's called Elephantastic. It is double sided, so one side saves $75 and the other side saves $25. So $100 altogether. Just a fun little savings challenge. The reason why I decided to give this away rather than sell it on its own is because it's I the postal service lately has become really not good at delivering first class mail, especially for me. The distribution center nearest me has had all kinds of staffing issues, and because I'm tucked away in the far northwestern corner of the country, if somebody were to order this and they live in Florida or Washington D.C. or New York or even places that are nearer but still far, Louisiana, the upper Midwest, it could take weeks to get there, and that just isn't really something that I want to deal with. So that's why most of the items in my shop that are physical products ship via Ground Advantage or faster, just because it's tracked. They tend to get there faster than regular first class mail. So I've just decided to do these as giveaways. $75 or more will get you one of these challenges if you like. So that is number 6. Number 7 is going to be along the same lines. It's Utterly Fabulous, and it's also one that I have a giveaway for. So this one saves $100 on one side and $25 on the other, so $125. There are a few more scratch offs here than there were on Elephantastic, but that's another one that I'll be doing here. Behind number 8 is Quicks. That is a dice game. It's one that you can go out and purchase on your own. There are special score sheets for it. I have several of these. I mean, I have a whole pad of them, and it's sort of like Shut the Box, but not exactly. So I need to play through it again. I played through it a few times just to know that I wanted to put this in there, but I need to formalize the rules so that I make sure I stay consistent and that I remember how I'm going to play it as a one player for a savings challenge. So that's that one. Number 9, Yahtzee, a classic. I've decided that I'm going to do this in kind of a low budget way, playing the top section and the bottom section separately. I will play them alternately. So, the first time that number 9 comes up, I'll play the top section. The second time, I'll play the bottom, and so on down the page. And then, in terms of what I'm actually going to save, I will probably do it low budget way and add up the total and save that. So that's number 9. Get this back in here. Number 10 is Sorry Dice, yet another one that is commercially available that I have repurposed into a savings challenge game, and it's another one that I need to write down the rules for so that I make sure I stay consistent. Number 11 is Millennial Loteria. If you are of the millennial generation, as I am, and you haven't seen this yet or played it yet, I do highly recommend it, whether it's for a savings challenge or just for party night with your friends, because it is so irreverent and funny. There are also expansion packs available. Some of them are a little bit racy, but the base game is, I think, pretty tame. It is well intentioned humor. So, like for example, here we have La Student Debt, we have La Selfie, and we have La Feminist. There are, I can't remember how many different symbols, but if you've ever played Loteria before, it's very similar to Bingo, and so I'll be playing that for number 11. And then last up, number 12, is a game called Flutter. And this is one that is also, again, commercially available. It is very similar to Scrabble, but instead of using tiles, you use cards. And so I know that I made up rules for them. I just need to find them. And then that will be that one. So that's all the savings challenges games. I don't know how often I will be doing them. The goal is to do it at least once a month, ideally once a week, but it will depend on, once we get into January, how much I'm able to allocate to savings challenges per check or per month. And those are my binders. So I'm really looking forward to 2025. 2024 has been a challenging year. not without its upsides, like starting my YouTube channel, opening my Etsy shop, um, kind of striking out into this brave new world. But it's also come with its drawbacks, as life does. So I am looking forward to the new start that 2025 will bring. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today, and especially for staying through to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment down below, and share with your friends. If you're interested in any of the Ready Budget Go products that I showed on today's video, a link to my Etsy shop will be down in the description. Until I see you again next time, take care.